again, a very hearty welcome to all of you. The budget 2019-20 presented by Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman has broken quite a few records. She is the first full-time finance minister, being a woman finance minister, and she's come from JNU. JNU is famous for the Tukade gang, but you also have a nationalist and a great person like Nirmala Sitharaman. While she is a Tamilian, we are also proud that she is a daughter-in-law of our Telugu states. And she actually started her, public works through our organization called Prajna Bharati. She was the General Secretary of Prajna Bharati when it started. So we in Prajna Bharati are extremely proud that we could produce such a great nationalist in her. We congratulate her for what she has done. So getting into today's discussion, we have made this into a roundtable discussion. So each one of us can give our views of it. But then we have some distinguished speakers. Dr. Hanuman Chaudhary, Chairman of Prajna Bharati, Padma Shri awardee, 87 years old, 87 years young rather. And he has been relentlessly fighting the anti-national forces for decades now. He has been an inspiration to all of us. Then we have Professor Kanaka Sabapati Garu. He has come from Coimbatore. He is one of the rare persons in this country who has done original research on Indian economy as it should be. Indian economy is generally taught from the angle of how a Western mind thinks or Western universities perceive it to be. But whereas he has actually gone to the grassroots level, he has gone to the clusters, industrial clusters, hubs. He has actually seen how Indian culture and Indian economy are intertwined. He has written several books, and his books are textbooks for many premier institutions like IIMs, IITs and all, and he is a regular speaker in many of these management institutes. He is also closely associated with Gurumurthy ji, and he is a voice who is respected in the corridors of power in the NDA government. So we shall be very, keen to listen to his views on this budget, the trend that has taken place till now, and what is the future that the current government is planning, or what it should be doing from his point of view. And we have Chartered Accountant Rajendra Prasad Garu. He shall be covering the taxation angle, and at least in Hyderabad, we all know he is a very respected voice as far as taxation is concerned. He is an expert in the literal walking dictionary as far as taxation is concerned. So we would, like to hear from him as well. At the outset, I would just give an opening remark, and then I would leave it to the experts to talk about it. Prajna Bharati is an organization which has been founded about 27 years back. We have been relentlessly working in the field, in various fields of intellectual importance, be it finance, be it politics, be it religion, be it agriculture, women's issues. Several topics we have been handling for the past 25-27 years. This was founded by a team of 5 people. Chaudhary Garu was the chairman, Ram Madhav, who is now the general secretary for BJP nationally, he was one of the brains behind it. Vakati Panduranga Garu, and Sharma Garu was sitting at the green coat at the back. And then Harihara Sharma Garu. These are all the people who initially founded it. The idea is that generally in the intellectual field, we do not find people who are with great nationalistic fervor. Intellects generally we find who resonate the leftist or anti-India voices. So we thought we will strengthen the pro-India and pro-Bharat voices. That's how this organization has been working for quite a few years. We also, published a monthly English magazine by the name Bharatiya Prajna. It is open for subscription. Those of you who would want to subscribe to it, please do subscribe for it. Then we also conduct seminars, conferences, roundtables like this. Annually, we also award what we call as Prajna Puraskar to eminent people who have contributed significantly for the cause of national integration and for the national cause. This briefly, my friends, is what Prajna Bharati does. We have held several pre and post budget meetings before as well. Gurumurthy ji spoke from our audience many times. Of course, Nirmala Sitharaman ji spoke. In fact, she has offered to come and speak on our forum someday. We don't know, we have to plan how it can work out. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes out. But today, the specific topic of the budget 2019-20, I'm sure as many of us are gathered here, we have as many opinions about it. There are good takeaways from it. Some we probably want her to do a lot more. We have ideas, and so let's share through people like Kanka Sabapati Garu. We could reach out to the powers that be in terms of how, at the ground level people are thinking about it. I would just summarize this whole budget into 3 buckets. Of course, there are a lot of issues, each one of us have views about it, but I would rather see it in 3 large buckets. The first one being a focus on administrative reforms. So she has, be it the Aadhaar PAN interchangeability or the angel tax being addressed. Angel tax is a very funny thing, There is always a tax on income, but angel tax is taxing investment. I mean, this is ridiculous. So that is an area where I think she has seriously addressed it. Then the e-returns to the employees, online personal loans from PSUs, labor law reforms which are going to be crunched into 4 codes, and then digital filing. Several issues she addressed it. I don't want to get into the specifics, but overall, if you see, the focus has been on administrative reforms. Without the administrative reforms, I think whatever we do is not going to really help us out. Then, of course, support Make in India efforts. You see the taxation she did for customs. She has taxed those that are being dumped from cheap labor economies, be it China or be it other destinations. She has supported the Indian economy by raising those taxes. Similarly, where our strategic interests are involved, be it defense or be it certain areas, she has completely removed the customs duty. That means the focus is on Make in India in the way she has presented it. And the third bucket I would put it as a major thrust to investments in this country, be it the FDI support, be it Aadhaar card for NRIs, be it support to the NBFC sector, which we all know it's going through such a turmoil. So all these, if you look at it, it's been a thrust, a focus on investment climate, improving the investment climate in India. I'm sure, she just had about 3-4 weeks before she could present this budget. Of course, government is continuous, ministers come and go, but then the government is continuous. But then they do not have the vision, or they do not come out with policies which a political establishment with a mandate can talk about it. So she has done what she could within this. I'm sure she will have time in the next coming months, and she would be presenting a full budget coming January. And by then she would have been, much better off person in terms of understanding this economy. And last but not the least, I think think tanks and groups like us should contribute to her thought process as well. And there are several lobbies in Delhi, as we all know, which continue to drag the policy into directions which are not probably helpful to the nation. So let us be a voice who can support her, help her take such decisions. With this, opening remarks, I would now request our chairman, Dr. Hanuman Chaudhary Garu, to kindly give his presentation.